Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know I have repeated a t-shirt. I was going out with my child today, or we had a hospital trip. Because this is his favorite t-shirt, I decided to wear it. I should get one for dad. Yeah, I have one for dad. Wanjiko Murigi, counseling psychologist. Glad to be here again with another show of Daddies. Healing the Fatherless Heart. There's this thing that has been on my mind since maybe since Friday last week, and it's about a certain father. Today, allow me to talk about this particular father because he's brought out the aspect of when you're a safe dad, when you're there for your children, when you're a caring dad, no matter how I don't have the words, how tough things may be, or no matter where you're at, your children feel safe, comfortable, grounded, have secure attachment with you. So every Friday, there's somewhere that I walk in town, every Friday. And since the beginning of last month, if not the ending of January, there's a certain man that I see there every time when I'm walking on that street. There are moments that he's high, but most of the times he's asleep, sitting. I wish I can show you how. And every time he has a child, he has this child, this boy that he's holding. And on many occasions, I believe he's asleep because he's high, but I don't want to judge it. Because he looks like he's not well put together in terms of he seems to be hooked on something, or he's high on something every time that I see him. And I don't know why it is that they're always sleeping there. So I want to believe that maybe they don't have a stable home, but then the child is always in uniform. So it's a hazy situation kind of there, because I'm not certain about his circumstances, but what I'm certain about is how safe that child feels with the father. And the first time I saw it, I was like, is this child okay? Because both of them were sleeping. The boy looks like he's about 6 to 8 years old, and the man sits. You know the way you sit on a stair, on a staircase. So you're sort of folding your legs, but not 100% folding, but you're almost comfortable. And the son is being held on both hands like this, and he's bent like this, and the child is also sleeping. And the two are in deep sleep. You can imagine the chaos of town around 4-5 thereabout, or late afternoon, early evening. And the two don't look up, are not startled by the hoots, are not startled by people. But then the peace, I know it is strange because of how sometimes we can describe peace. But then the peace that comes with, something has just come to mind. The thought if he would agree for me to take a video of him and but I don't know. But then you do not sleep when you're not at peace. I know children can sleep anywhere. But when a child is sleeping there, not only one Friday, not 2 Fridays, not 3 Fridays. Count how many Fridays it's been since the last weekend of January to last Friday. And when they're not sleeping, they're deep in conversation, whatever it is that they're talking about. Then there's no phone, so there's no gadget distracting them. And they're always at the same spot. But they're always engaged in something that is very intimate in terms of whatever the man is saying to the child and whatever the child is saying to the dad is so in tune with where they are at, is so in tune with themselves, that it got me thinking of how sometimes, oh my gosh, how sometimes, and not that you're wrong, but then it's priorities. How sometimes a man will say, I will not sit or waste my time. Sorry, I will not sit or waste my time with a child or with my child because I'm chasing millions, or I'm chasing this or the other, or I want you to have a brighter future. But then this man, and he's never clean, but that, like, for me, maybe it's because I'm very passionate about fathers and present fathers that it's so heavy on me. But then the fact that I've seen this man in his weakness and in his strength, the child is comfortable and they're in deep sleep, and there is the peace that seems, and even with nothing, even with the man being so dirty, and the boy, because the short that he wears is a bright color, sometimes it's not as clean, and you can tell it's not that for that day, and maybe it's that for like 2 or 3 days, but he's in the comfort of his protector, he's in the comfort of his priest, he's in the comfort of where no matter what happens to him in this world, this man that is holding me like this, I can be safe, I can release, I can let go of myself, I can be comfortable, I can be at peace, I can rest, and I can relax. Even if we're on the streets of Nairobi, even if maybe they've not eaten anything, and there's a time that I found them eating in a foil, so of course it's not food that has been served from home, on a foil, and they were having that conversation, and I really admired their sharing. I admired have you ever for a moment felt, I wish you can switch places? I know it sounds some sort of way, but if fathers were like this, if your children would feel that even if my dad sells maca, even if my dad is a delivery man, even if my dad is in the shamba, I can be self. I can let go of me. Let me tell you guys, when a child feels like that with you, there's something that we call attachment styles. And the attachment style that you're giving your child is a secure attachment that they will not go out there looking for another man's lap to sit on. This is a conversation that we need to have, and I know there's going to be stones being thrown, because we are finding that some girls are, it's giving me a warning, that some girls are looking for their father's laps to sit on. And because your father is not there, because of the reasons that I've explained in previous episodes, or because the father is out there wanting to take you to the high-end schools of society, you cannot just be as filthy and as dirty as you are and just sit on his laps. You can't sleep on him and pour uderero, because udero is the saliva that you pour when you're asleep. Because first it's going to feel like you're being filthy. You're going to make him smell. When the child burps and brings out the milk, the breast milk, it brings out an ickiness. And so because of the desire of that longing, our children grow. And then they find older men who've lived their life and who are comfortable with them sitting on their laps. And they won't be sitting on their laps for a tea, come my child and sit on my laps. It's for something more. So anyway, today it was, I don't know what I can say to that man, and I don't know if he'll ever see, but it's to challenge the fathers who will listen to this. Whether you're going to listen to it today, tomorrow, 10 years to come, 150 years to come, know that if your child cannot sit on your laps, if your child cannot release themselves, that's the word, release themselves in your arms, and if you cannot offer those arms and that comfort to your children, no matter what else you give them in this life, I kid you not, it may not be as important as that. For any father who's like that man that I see every day, Don't beat yourself because you're not being able to provide other things. They will come. Even for me, there are moments that I feel I can't spend time with you because I need to do 1, 2, 3 and I need to provide. But I stand, and maybe it's also something that you need to do. You stand and take a step back and you're like, what's really important? Money comes and goes, and even the Bible tells us it has wings and it's going to fly away. But imagine giving your children everything and then the secure attachment is not there. Theirs is extremely insecure. And you've provided everything and then it's gone to waste. That child will not come and celebrate with you. Because I'm imagining this boy, when he has achievements or when they achieve anything with their father, the kind of celebration that is there. Because like that day when they were sharing the rice, there was joy in them. There was oneness. There was equality. There was safety. Guys, I wish, like, words cannot express that scenario, but I wish you can understand. Fathers, we need you. Your children need you, not you as perfect. May that man be a lesson to you. I hope that one day I can be able to take a video with him or even talk to him, or that even as a society we can be able to do something for that guy. Bye. It feels a bit premature leaving it at this, but then if you feel like you've left your children hanging, if you desire at all to have that kind of attachment or that kind of bond with your children, and maybe you feel it's impossible for you, or you feel that you've gone too far, or you've separated too much, or you don't even know where to start, kindly reach out. There's nothing as good as being vulnerable and knowing your weaknesses and working towards them, because it will sort you a huge number. Like, it will really help you. Do I call it the guts, the courage to reach out? And you can reach out to a therapist, reach out to mentors who can be able to mentor you into that process. But I'm here for anyone who wants to. You can always reach out on Psychologist on Call, or even DM me on Facebook, on IG. Where else are people found? I'm not on X, but anywhere that you type Wanjiko Murigi, you will find me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Have an amazing afternoon, an amazing evening, an amazing day. Ciao.